Hello and welcome to our new weekly series, Healthcare Heroes, where we recognize our dedicated frontline staff and managers. I'm Sandy Potter coming to you today from my home studio, and I'm joined by our Masonicare President and CEO, JP Venoit, and the Executive Director of Masonicare at Home, Kimberly Magalhaes. Thank you both so much for your time today.
You're very welcome, Sandy.
Kim, let's start with you. What are some of the challenges that you and your team have faced when it comes to keeping your employees and your clients safe during this pandemic?
Sure, Sandy. Well, I'll tell you, from the beginning of the onset of us planning, for this pandemic that was unknown to all of us, was one of the biggest challenges and hurdles that we had to overcome. And having to work rapidly with the guidance that has been given to us from our state and local officials and CDC guidelines, and immediately communicating that information to our frontline staff and our clients was something that we had to do quickly, and we continue to implement what we need to do. That was one of the bigger challenges that we faced, but I'll have to say the team did an amazing job with, carrying out the goals that we needed to adhere to, and quite frankly, doing business differently. Today we do business in a much different way than we did, our past quarter, and having people working from home and, working with our families in a different way, using Skype and all different technologies to communicate has propelled us for the future in some positive ways. If there's a silver lining with all this, but certainly a challenge.
Sure. And JP, are you finding that those are similar challenges across all of our service lines? And how are the service lines really working together to support one another?
At the start of this pandemic, one of the things that happened, I think on a very routine basis, was change. Regulation changes, interpretations of regulations, staff having to adapt, working from home when just 2 days ago, you didn't work from home. So the change is evolved quite rapidly, more so in that window of time than I think we've changed in 20 years. And because of that change, I think the team has done an absolutely fantastic job. And one of the things that I think I'm very proud of is in that change, it brought us all closer together. All the service line leaders really have done an amazing job at collaborating, making sure that we're putting our residents first at all the elements of what we're doing. And I think that is probably one of the most positive things to come out of this pandemic is the fact that our organization has become stronger and works more cohesively together than they did before this pandemic. And a lot of that was because we had to make changes so rapidly. And that has really made the organization really an organization that can adapt quicker now to change.
Absolutely.
Kim, how did your staff really step up in the face of this pandemic? And what do you do during a time like this to really keep them motivated?
Well, to answer that question a little differently, Sandy, my team has motivated me. Watching what they do every single day and seamlessly, and being here by my side, through it all, and then putting our clients first, and as they always have. And, relying on one another and for those conversations to pick each other up, because we don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. And they have just, exceeded all of my expectations in terms of the work that they do. And I'm so proud, to see them do what they do. And we've pushed through. We've got this. We're working together, and, we're hopeful that we're going to see the other side of this soon. And they've all done just a terrific job.
That's beautifully said. And JP, what did you learn about your leadership team during this time of what really is high stress and anxiety for many?
The interesting thing is you don't really truly realize your leadership until you get put in a crisis situation. Mm-hmm. And I'm happy to say that the leadership team really has flourished. They have really taken on the stress and that anxiety and the planning and the what ifs to the next level of truly amazing leadership. And we have a task force that meets every other day right now. And that task force is really a culmination of all of our leaders, specifically working on the COVID pandemic. And I can't tell you how proud I am of how they're planning. How are they getting ready for that next thing that could happen? How are they motivating each other? How are they making sure they're communicating with each other? It's really been, as bad as the pandemic may be impacting our country, the small tidbit of what our organization is doing through our leadership team is truly inspirational. They have the ability to really lead their groups very well, but also lean on each other. One of the things that I've had the ability to watch is leaders leaning off of each other and getting information from each other and asking for, hey, I need assistance on this. I need help. What do you think about this? Or one of the great things about our organization is the ability to use our staff across our system, where our nursing home can work with our home care company, or Kim's group can work with our assisted living or independent living. It's been truly amazing. One of our residents who was in our independent living had unfortunately contracted the virus, had used all of our system and is fully recovered now. But it was because of that group getting together and discussing what the plan of action was for that entire part of this individual's journey through the virus. And just watching that has been truly inspirational.
That's great. And that's what our continuum is all about. Kim, how do you and your team work to keep the spirits up of those that you're caring for right now? Can you tell us maybe a story about a little moment that really reminded you all of why you do what you do every day?
Absolutely. Well, I like to say, and I'm not speaking just for myself, but a part of caregiving is making that day so much better for the person that we're privileged to serve. So the team continues that spirit no matter what. Even through this, I think that our clients have been more reassured than ever, and family members knowing that we're there no matter what. We're not stopping. Our services will continue. And just knowing that we're going to be there, that your caregiver will be there tomorrow for you, and that's not going to change, has gone a long way. And certainly, gives our clients the peace of mind in which they deserve and need. I'll tell you a story that I just absolutely love. And it was a Saturday in April. It was a rainy Saturday morning. And I had learned that we had an employee who was working with one of our clients that happened to be here in Ashler Village. And both of them were collaborating together, making handmade masks, hundreds of handmade masks. And I thought, wow, that is such a true, beautiful picture and story about the appreciation of our service and what it means to that individual who we're providing care to take time out of her day, get her creative skill out and start sewing with our caregiver who needed to assist her to do that. And I was able to view that from a sliding door outside and took a picture. It was raining, and I walked away that night saying, you know what, this is why we do what we do. This is who we are. And I will forever remember that day.
Kim, thank you so much. That's such a beautiful story. And I know JP, as CEO, you hear stories like this every day. In fact, we have our hashtag Love Finds a Way that we started for the very reason of sharing inspirational stories on social media. Were you surprised at all about the level of commitment of the Masonicare employee team members during this pandemic?
Not at all. When all new hires come, we have a new hire orientation. And at that new hire orientation, I actually ask every single staff member to raise their right hand. And I ask them to recite after me. And that is, never be too busy for the little things, because those little things make such a difference to those that we serve. And if you can say yes to that, welcome to Masonicare. If you can't do that, here's a free lunch and have a good day. But the reason why I say that is because that's the type of staff member we're looking for. And through this entire pandemic, you could clearly see people, our staff, are delivering on that promise. They are doing what they've made that promise to. They've put our residents first. They've done so many amazing things. On any given day, I receive letters or emails from residents or family members stating how great our service has been through our employees. And when I think about it, there's so many stories to be had, but we've done many things through this pandemic, such as a smile parade, a memorial parade, virtual happy hours, virtual visits. There's so many things that we've done, but those are all nice, but it's all those little things that we've been doing that are almost more important. And I'm happy to say that across our system, we have heard story after story after story. One recent story was a family member from the local area that sent us an email regarding her care for being cared for COVID-19 through our home care agency. And the care was absolutely exceptional, fantastic. But she talked a lot about the compassion. That's what makes a difference. That's who we are as an organization. That is how our puzzle is put together. Every single one of our employees is a piece to our puzzle, which ultimately is the picture of who we are as an organization. And the ability for us to do that has really been through all those little things. And those little things you can clearly see have made such a difference to those that we serve.
And as you always say, we are Masonicare strong.
We are Masonicare strong.
Well, thank you both so much for sharing time with us today and for your leadership. And thank you all for watching at home. We hope you'll join us again next week for another edition of Healthcare Heroes. Until then, be well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy.